when the 1979 Islamic Revolution happened, the Khomeini started exporting its ideology beyond the border, because for Khomeini this was not an Iranian revolution. This was an Islamic revolution, and Khomeini did not believe in borders of a nation state. He doesn't even believe in a nation state, so he doesn't believe in Iran's borders. So he was trying to create an Islamic empire, and he wanted to continue the revolution beyond borders of Iran. This is why the Khomeini started creating so many proxies around the world, like Hezbollah started like this, right? So many different Shia groups, because they were trying to, and this is why they expected the Shias in Iraq to join Khomeini, which they didn't. But again, long story short, he started to try to convince Muslims around the world to join the Islamic Revolution of Khomeini, right? To basically all of them to unite again with each other under the umbrella of Islam. Khomeini is famous for saying he's against nationalism, and he said people who are saying that I'm Iranian first, Muslim second, they are not Muslim at all. He was very, very much openly anti-nationalism, anti-patriotism. So because he did that, the Saudi Arabia was panicking because Khomeini started broadcasting revolutionary messages in Arabic to Shias in Saudi Arabia right after the revolution. And if you know anything about Saudi Arabia's Shia areas, it's exactly where all the oil is, right? All the oil in Saudi Arabia is in, well, most of it is where the Shia minorities of Saudi Arabia are gathered, right? So Saudi Arabia has been living in a nightmare for 47 years, fearing that at some point this Islamic revolution in Iran is going to cause an Islamic revolution in Saudi Arabia. That's why in 1979, like I don't know if you guys know this, but the Wahhabis in Saudi Arabia were inspired by Khomeini, and they started attacking the Kaaba. There was a bloodbath in Kaaba, right? And the Saudi police came in, and they started shooting. The Saudis were shooting at the Wahhabis at the inside the Kaaba. There was a bloodbath inside the house of God in 1979, the same year the revolution happened, because they were inspired by it, right? They killed them all. However, the Saudis were so afraid that they stopped westernization. A lot of people are looking at the westernization that is happening right now in Saudi Arabia. They were trying to do this in the 1970s, but they put a stop to it because they're like, okay, we need to remarry the Wahhabis. So Saudi Arabia is a marriage between the House of Saud and the House of Wahhab. They tried to divorce them in the 1970s, but they saw that they're too crazy, so they remarried them. So they stopped westernizing things, and now they're reattempting a divorce. The House of Saud is reattempting a divorce with the House of Wahhab. So the reason why you see so many, Al Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram, or like all of these Sunni different groups around the world is because the Saudis started exporting Wahhabism all around the world in response to Khomeini exporting his Vilayat Faqih version of 12 verse Shia Islam all around the world. So they were competing with Khomeini. So, for example, in Pakistan, if you look at the number of mosques in Pakistan, it's like a hockey stick. And you can see it goes up exactly in 1979 because they were all built by Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia starts building madrasas and mosques in Pakistan, Malaysia, Indonesia, everywhere, and they start spreading Wahhabism all around the world. And that caused all of this Islamic terrorism around the world. It was in response to the Shia Islamic revolution in Iran. So, what I'm trying to get at is that, in the same sense that Iran became the source of all of this mess, once Iran becomes a secular democracy, first of all of this will stop. But in the same sense, Iran will start becoming part of a solution. So, in the same way that is the Islamization of Iran caused a mess in the Middle East and all around the world, once Iran goes to classical liberal values and becomes a secular democracy, it will become a source of these values for the entire region. The opposite of it would be as influential, but in a positive way. And I think you will start to see Iranian people being a source against Islamization, not just inside Iran, but everywhere in the Middle East and maybe even beyond that. But I forgot your question. Am I even answering your
No,
question?
it's
Okay.
exactly, yeah. It's just more reasons for me to keep fantasizing every day for a couple of minutes.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I do admire secular and anti-Islamic activists in the rest of the Middle East and the Arab world. I don't want to dismiss what they're doing as well, but I think we always get inspired by each other. I also want to give credit to the YouTube scene of anti-Islamic Arabic YouTube environment, which has grown so significantly. If you make an anti-Islamic YouTube video in Arabic, it usually does really, really well because Arab speaking people are really thirsty for anti-Islamic content. So that's a positive sign too for the future.
Okay, so now we have about 12 minutes before the hour. A reminder that you save some time for non recorded questions. Sammy did raise his hand in the last minute or so. So that'll be the last person we take recorded.
Sammy?
Like to ask what would be the future for Zoroastrian minority in Iran? What do you see?
They will be protected. They will stop being abused. Okay, so Zoroastrianism in Iran there's two different things about Zoroastrianism in Iran that you have to understand. One is the Zoroastrian minority who actually practice the religion and officially are Zoroastrians. Okay, and then there's everyone else who are patriotic and nationalist, who are not Zoroastrian, but they love everything about Zoroastrian symbolism and anything that is Zoroastrian just because it represents their ancient culture, and is Zoroastrianism for non-Zoroastrian patriotic Iranians. Zoroastrian texts, Zoroastrian symbols are a representative of their ancient history and culture, and the symbols of Zoroastrianism have turned into nationalistic symbols, even if you're not a Zoroastrian, right? But then other than that, we have people who are officially Zoroastrian and practice Zoroastrianism, and they're mistreated in Iran. One of the most is the government in Iran, well, not the government, the regime, the occupying force in Iran always tries to intimidate Zoroastrians to convert to Islam. And Zoroastrianism has shrunk in Iran because there's so many, like, it's really hard to get a job if you're Zoroastrian. They won't give you the jobs, like, and also in the university entrance exam, if you're a Zoroastrian or Baha'i or whatever else, not a Shia Muslim, you're going to be some you're going to your ranking is going to be lowered. So we have the university entrance exam in Iran is very, very competitive, and for many Iranians, it's a difference maker between whether they're going to be poor or be able to make some sort of a living, right? If you are a Zoroastrian, if your ranking in the was, for example, 5,000 out of the million people who participated, then they're going to treat you like a ranking is, for example, I don't know, 20,000, 50,000, and you're going to not enter the university that you want just because you're Zoroastrian. So what that does is that encourages you to go officially announce that you're a Shia Muslim, so that you don't have all of these disadvantages. So that's why the Zoroastrian, but it's actually impressive that we still have a Zoroastrian minority in Iran, because we have people who are still continuing to be Zoroastrian even though they have all of these disadvantages. But I mean, the most immediate thing that will happen is that all of this discrimination against them will stop immediately.
Like we have a lot of Zoroastrian people in India, and they are also in Britain and USA to some extent. We call them Parsi because I believe that's what they are, Parsi people. Would Do you see a future where they would be able to migrate back to their homeland?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they can if they want. I think a lot of them are going to want to stay because they now have deep roots where they are, right? But I'm pretty sure that that opportunity is going to be open to them, to the ones who want to, given that nobody's going to stop them, right?
Yeah, just like
Wait,
the Jewish migration to Israel, I believe
uh,
something like that could happen with them also.
well, Oh, you mean like migrate and become citizens? That might be
Yeah,
challenging. Oh yeah. I don't think they're going to just issue citizenship to people based on religion, especially because they're not being oppressed in India, right? I
they
think
are not
like
oppressed, but you can give natural citizenship because I believe majority of them were from Iran.
yeah,
And
but that's not the reason to give out citizenships. Like for example, when Israel is giving citizenship to Jews, is because Jews are being hunted down around the world. The Parsi community in India is doing very well, and India is treating the Parsi community in India very well, right?
yeah,
So yeah. I mean, I'm pretty
thank
sure
you.
there's going to be avenues for them to try to come and get into the process of becoming a permanent resident, or I'm pretty sure there's avenues for people to become citizens, but I don't think it's going to be a blanket, oh, you're Zoroastrian, so here's the citizenship. I don't think it is going to be like that.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Spivak, I know that you had something. Is this for now, for after the recording is done, or you can wait until Armin leaves?
It can be for
I
now,
could,
but it's not about Iran.
let me stop. You want me to stop recording? I can stop recording right now.
Yep.
No, you don't. Oh,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
okay. So I watched some of the videos from the ICE shooting today, and it's really hard to see what's going on, but there's a real atmosphere of like chaos. Like you can hear through the entire video that someone is just whistling really loudly, presumably to alert people that ICE is there, or I don't know why. In my view, chaos only benefits bad actors. So if you're whistling at the top of your lungs for a minute straight, you're actively making the situation worse, and you're contributing to any self-defense case that an ICE officer might want to put up in court. This also reminds me of the situation in Israel with Yoav Gallant. Netanyahu tried to fire him multiple times even before the war and got blocked from doing so by protests and various legal shenanigans. And as a result, what Gallant now claims is that the pager and beeper operations against Hezbollah could have been launched in October 2023, and that their capability was diminished because they had to be launched last minute when they were about to be discovered. Whereas Netanyahu claims that they were not ready in 2023 and the attack would have been ineffective at the time. So, who is right and who is to blame? In my opinion, the blame lies with the agents of chaos because there's no reason that we should have been in a position where the defense minister and the government are at odds. And I should not be dealing with the fact that two of the top officials have radically different stories, and I have to choose which to believe.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording here.